It won't kick hard because you're in a lead sled.
Don't listen to him.
Yeah, so.
I got a feeling this sucker's gonna be loud.
Yep, just hold dead center and slowly squeeze.
Last Minute Man, and I am back here on the range with my good buddy, Mr. Obvious. And we've got something pretty cool here today. And what is that, Mr. Obvious?
This is...
Wait, is it faster than a locomotive?
Yeah, it's faster than a
Is
locomotive.
it able to leap tall buildings in a single bound?
Well, if you arch it up high enough, it might go over top of it. Yeah.
No, right. Well, what do we got here?
I think his cheese has slid off this cracker this morning.
I'm just excited. What do we got?
Excited.
What do we got? What do we got?
We have a Holland H&H Magnum. It's a 375 H&H Magnum Holland. So this, man, this is...
I like recoil, and I always say that. We had one guy write in the comment section.
Sweet.
He told me to go seek help because I keep saying that I like recoil, you know. But there's something about shooting something that you can really feel that power that gets me excited. I don't know what it is. Maybe I'm a little crazy, but look at that.
Ain't that pretty?
Yeah, it's just beautiful. I mean, golly. And this right here is a beautiful specimen. And let's talk a little bit about this. And this is a Winchester Model 70.
Yeah.
And this out of the box, I mean, just what a beautiful stock. I mean, it doesn't need the high gloss finish. It's just got a beautiful grain in it.
Yeah.
And the bluing is nice. And it appears to be free float, if I'm not mistaken. Let's see. We'll check that out right now. I use a dollar bill. Look at that, because I'm rich and stuff. So here we go. Yep, it is a free float barrel.
Yep.
And so that's good to see. And man, I'm just excited to shoot this thing. I mean, I don't know a whole heck of a lot about them, other than they are a big game cartridge, dangerous game cartridge.
Yeah.
And everything from, you know, mule deer to grizzly bear to polar bear to rhino.
Yeah, you got a variety of ammunition for this thing. I mean, you can get solid core bullets for this. Solid brass bullets for deep penetration for dangerous game.
Right.
I mean, there's so many different bullets, but we've got Hornady. These is a 250 grain GMX. We're going to be shooting today. So.
I just wanted to hold one myself.
Did you?
Yeah. I'm just so excited to shoot this.
Yeah.
And this is thanks to a good friend of Mr. Obvious here.
Yeah.
And he's here with us today. He chooses to remain anonymous. Who could blame him?
Yeah.
But we're out here. We're going to shoot this a little bit. Just kind of get the speed through the chronograph and see how she prints.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I can't wait to fire this baby up. I mean, we got a beautiful scope. He purchased a Leupold on this. Looks like this is a Very X5 HD. It's a 1:5 by 24 power. So it is a type of scope that you could use a dangerous game. You can deer hunt with it. I mean, imagine what this would do to a deer if you hit it good.
Oh God, you know, hey, I like to eat the meat after I shoot it.
Yeah, I do too.
So, but yeah, this wouldn't be my go-to deer round. But not that it won't do it. It's
well, you won't have to worry about grinding the hamburger.
No, that's a good point. That's a good point there. But I'll tell you, I am very excited. And he mentioned that he's going to be shooting mainly at 200 yards. Correct.
Yeah.
So we're going to get this zeroed for him today and get it stacking at 200. We're going to, Mr. Obvious is going to crack out some of his equipment here and get the scope perfectly balanced. And I'd like to get some film of that because I don't know, I'd never seen it before. I thought it was pretty cool. So
yeah.
But let's get crack-a-lacking on this.
All right, let's center her up and get her going.
Stick with us. Okay, Mr. Obvious. So we're here with the rifle. You're going to zero this sucker in and show us right now what you're working with and explain.
Well, right now we're getting the reticle crosshair straight up and down. So what we got is a Wheeler Engineering. This is a great system, leveling your scope. So this is what I use on all my guns to get everything perfectly level, straight up and down, because if you're shooting long range, your scope's tilted a little bit, right or left, at long range, and you're going to drift right or left. So we don't want that to happen. The scope looked like it may have been off a little bit, so we're making sure it's perfect. So what we're doing is we're taking this scope, we're getting a bubble dead center, and we've got it set dead center here. We're checking it here. So the back one's showing off just a little bit for this here. Now I don't know why it would be just a little bit off. So I'm gonna kind of split the difference with it. So I'm gonna take that down. So I don't know which one's level, which one's ain't. So we get that.
Now also, both those...
So that right there, just that little tweak, that bubble's just to the right there and just to the left there, and this bubble's still there. So it kind of put us in between.
Roger.
So, I mean,
now explain the torque spec also on those scope rings.
Yeah, so most of your scope rings are run around 18, 20 inch-pounds. You don't want to get much more than that, because what'll happen is you start putting too much pressure on the tube on your scope. So we don't want to put the pressure and collapse the scope. Even though this Leupold is a well-built scope, they got good tubes. So we'll put that in probably down about 20 inch-pounds.
But now, and proper equipment is key here, and show people what you've got there to measure your inch-pounds.
My inch-pounds?
And the equipment you got there. And again,
so
equipment is key.
We got a Wheeler fat cap. The Wheeler fat cap has an inch-pound, so you can just dial this to your inch-pounds you want. And when you get through using it, you always want to back it off to 0. You don't want any pressures on the springs that's built internal. So make sure you always back it back off to 0 when you store it up. So that's what we're going to do.
So we have put all these scopes to 20 inch-pounds, correct? Or the scope rings, rather.
Yeah, the scope rings, I'll run them. This is going to be a high recoil gun. So 375 H&H Mag, it ain't going to be no small gun. So I'm going to go a couple extra inch-pounds on these rings.
Oh, all right.
Yeah, so we got this leveled. So what we do, we go ahead, remove this. Now we can put our scope back in place, and I'll line it up right where he had it for his eye relief. Now we'll take this rear one, we're going to put this right on top of that flat spot of the scope, and I will turn this back to level. So we got to go a little bit, too much. You got to get it dead center. So we're good, straight up and down. Now we'll reinstall our rings and go ahead and torque this down. It's just that simple, that quick, if you got good equipment to make sure everything is right.
And I had never personally seen this done. Anytime I've mounted a scope, I just slapped it on. Yeah. You know, this is the kind of stuff I like to see on YouTube and everything else. It's just good information, good knowledge. It's something I did not know. So it's good to have a old timer like Mr. Obvious around here to show us the ropes.
You get into long range shooting, you know, like what I do. You can't be playing with your bullet drift out yon way. Get out there at some range, you know, you're gonna need everything perfect. Yep. So we're gonna make sure we are still center. That is good. Now you want your gap on this side and this side of your rings, and you want to keep them even. So you want to make sure everything stays even.
All right, Mr. Obvious. Let's take this sucker out to 100 and see if we're spot on now. We got the chronograph set up.
All right, let's see what the bullet speeds is. The box calls for 2,700 feet per second. So we'll see how close.
And that is a 250 grain projectile.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is 2,671
so that's pretty
feet
close
per second. And, you know, within the realm of reason there, you know, chronographs aren't all identical, but were real close there. And you were printing a little high.
Yeah, so I backed her down just a bit. Okay. We're still trying to zero the gun in, so
Right?
we'll do one more here. I want to get it hit dead center, so.
Yikes.
Dead center.
Yep.
That's
You
what
were
we want.
2,658 feet per second on that last one.
So, Hornady's right in there pretty close with their data on their box, so that's good. Ready.
Yowzers.
Wow.
All right, so I'm going to shoot this without the lead sled so I can get the true feel for the girl here.
He wants the punishment. Don't let him kill you.
I don't really think this is going to be too punishing. So we'll see, but I'm going out to 200 yards, and let's see what she does. That wind's picking up.
That wind's just rolling.
All right.
Sweet.
Dead center.
Dead center. That's
And you know what? It's just a gentle little kiss. I love it. I love this thing.
that Winchester Model 70
Oh,
is a
man.
good shooter. I have to say that.
Ain't she a beaut?
Oh yeah, they've always been good shooters in Winchester Model 70s. I've always liked those guns.
All right. Okay, so we're gonna look at our shots here. I didn't even think to do the picture-in-picture because we weren't really going for the accuracy here. That's not what our intention was. We just kind of wanted to see what she felt like. But
and get it zeroed in for him.
and show where you hit, show where he hit, and then let's see where the
hit
true
here.
master hit. You know, I just
Yeah.
gotta. I'm being a smart aleck.
Yeah, you hit here, and
Oh yeah, come on now.
our owner he hit here with
Mm-hmm.
the gun, and man, you pulled out a good shot there. You pulled
That-
out a good shot.
Well, I'll tell you this. That was luck because honestly, we were zeroing that into the owner, and that was just luck,
Yeah.
especially with the wind blowing and everything. But yeah, you know, we're not getting any damage to this. Of course, AR 500 steel.
Yeah.
But wow, I mean, I think that thing shoots like a beauty, and I don't think she kicks too hard at all. Mr. Obvious, what do you think?
Oh, it's sweet. That's a bad gun right there. 375 Holland mag. You can take down anything with that gun with the right ammo in it.
And we're back. It's time for our after action report.
Yeah, buddy.
And what do we have to report today, Mr. Obvious?
We've got to report this Model 70 and this 375 H&H Magnum, man. I tell you what, she's a beauty.
I love it.
Powerhouse.
Yeah, it really is. You know, interestingly enough, this still doesn't kick to me as hard as that 35 Whalen did.
That 35 Whalen with the loads I was running in
Oh yeah, you were.
I mean, it's not comfortable to shoot.
No, and that was just like you said, the jagged edge is what you were loading those to. It's probably not where you really want it.
No, I was running
But-
maximum pressure.
Roger.
So,
but yeah, these here, I mean, this thing was just shooting like a dream. I mean, it kicked about like a 12 gauge, I'd say. You know, not any harder than that. It didn't really punch you. Of course, I'm wearing a thicker coat today, and I'm wearing the cowboy hat. If you didn't notice,
Yeah.
and that's because today is the real first fall day we've had, and that cool weather. I like to get this hat out. Makes me feel special.
Yeah.
You know.
But you know,
But-
even shoving a 250 grain bullet was what, 2670 something,
Yeah.
2680 something.
Yeah.
I mean-
Oh, it was zipping.
It just a little under 3,000 feet per second with a 250 grain bullet. That's smoking.
And what did these cost you per box?
Right at 85.
$85 a box. this is not something we're out here just slinging lead. So we were trying to be sparing with the shots. These were not our bullets.
Yeah.
But we're going to reload some up for him, and we sincerely appreciate you bringing this out. And man, what a just pleasure to shoot. It's a dandy. I mean, she's just a beautiful
it's a sweet
firearm,
rifle, man.
and yeah, that jewel bolt and everything just looks so nice.
Yeah, Winchester done a great job. I mean, this gun just a smooth. This oil finish is pretty.
Yeah. I mean, this is really nice, and it's balanced well. As far as lugging this thing up a mountain to get your moose or something, it is definitely made for that. It is a nice, easy to maneuver, well handling firearm.
Yeah, and we zeroed it in at 100 for him, and still hitting pretty much dead center at 200.
Right.
I mean, there's no drop. I mean,
and that's some heavy wind out here too. We actually, it's died down now, but we were getting some heavy winds.
Later on, I don't know when we'll do a video out to 400 with this to see what 375 H&H is capable at longer range. I mean, at 200 it is nothing for this gun.
Nah.
So
it's this thing's just sweet. It's an elephant gun. And, I mean, honestly, that's what they're made for, is a big, dangerous game.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, shooting out here at 400 shouldn't be nothing for this.
No, it shouldn't be. I mean, I expect after 300 we'll start getting some drop with it.
Oh yeah.
With that heavier grain bullet, but you know, it's I'm kind of interested in how far it will hold up to before we start getting drop. I mean, from 100 to 200, we're seeing virtually nothing.
None. Yeah.
So
and from person to person, shooter to shooter, we're all looking through it a little different. So it's but yeah, man, I'm really pleased with this thing. I thought it was shot very, very well, and it's just been a pleasure to shoot today. Well, folks, this has been fun. Thanks for hanging out with us today on this Sunday, and this has been Last Minute Man with Mr. Obvious, reminding you, keep your knives sharp, keep your powder dry.
Subscribe to Last Minute Man. Use the comment section below.